How are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, David?
I'm doing good. We're just, we're pulling through. It's the day after Mardi Gras. It's Ash Wednesday. So happy Ash Wednesday to all of our Catholics out there. I understand you guys probably have a pretty cool program for us today. So what I'll do is stop talking and I'll let you guys take it away. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, David. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another week, the 6th week, if I'm correct. I might have my numbers off. Honestly, between COVID, it could be January for all I know. It could be September. We're just out here. So welcome back to another week of workout with Clemson Snap Education. I am so excited to be here with you all once again to do some breathing exercises, chair yoga, a little bit of cardio, and then from there, working it back into our breathing exercises and calling it for a day. Of course, David's got a little cooking segment for you all right after we're done. So definitely stay tuned. Don't click off, all right? Stay online. So the first thing, of course, that we always do is we always do our neutral spine exercise, all right? Now, of course, just like weeks before, we always add on just a few more new exercises just to keep you up, moving, trying some new things. It's all good, all right? And remember, don't overdo it. Don't strain yourself. Real champions take breaks because we know better. Yes, education is key, all right? So definitely take breaks if you need it. Now, of course, like I said, we're going to start with our neutral spine exercises. With those neutral spine exercises, it's just going to help you to gain proper posture, all right? So we don't want to be bending forward, bending too far back, slouching. If you're sitting on the couch like this, sit up straight. I see you there. I see you. And I'm only judging you just a little bit. Just a little. So go ahead and sit up straight in those chairs and let's begin our exercise. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and scoot my chair back just a little bit. And we're just going to start in mountain pose. So if you haven't done mountain pose before, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to sit up as straight as possible. We're going to place our hands on our hips and we're just going to start rocking forward. And what we're doing right now is we're trying to find the proper placement of our pelvis because believe it or not, proper posture doesn't start with your shoulders. Boom, mind blown. Who knew? Proper posture starts with how you are seated in your chair. So right now what we're doing is we're doing our neutral spine exercise, trying to find the proper position for our pelvis because once we find a proper seated position in our chair, from there, we can work on placing our heart where it needs to be and placing our head where it needs to be so that we are not sitting off to the side, slouching over too much, sitting too far back, causing any stress or tension. So let's give it a nice, gentle rocking motion, forwards and backwards. If you're leaning too far forward, you're going to feel it. It's going to feel awkward. If you're leaning too far back, you're going to feel it. It's going to feel awkward. But right when you hit that middle position where you feel comfortable, where you're not leaning too far forward or backwards, but right in the middle of those two, that's where you want to be. All right. That's the proper pelvic position. That's where you want to be at, boys and girls. So that's what we're doing today. So again, we're just going to rock back and forth. So we're going to go ahead and rock back and forth. And if you're too far forward, it's going to feel awkward. You're going to feel it. If you're too far backward, it's going to feel awkward and you're going to feel it. So you want to be right there in the middle. And once you're in the middle, now we just need to make sure our heart is over our pelvis. So remember, if your heart is in its proper position, your heart is where your shoulders are going to be. All right. This is going to control everything. Once you get this bad boy in proper position, right over your pelvis. So think of your pelvis kind of like a bowl. Your heart should drop right into the bowl. And once you have that aligned, then your shoulders will follow suit. So if your heart is leaning a little too far forward, your shoulders are going to be drooping forward. If your heart is leaning a little too far back, your shoulders are probably going to feel like they're heading back towards the back area. That's what we're going to call it, apparently. Now, if you're leaning a little bit towards the side, so maybe your heart's sitting a little tilted, you're going to feel a little tilted too. So make sure that your heart is over your pelvis because your shoulders are going to follow suit. All right. And then the next position is our head over our heart, making sure that we're not putting too much tension in our neck. So go ahead and relax. Shake it out real quick. Shake it out. And make sure that your head is over your heart and your heart is over your pelvis. And your pelvis is properly seated in your chair in that neutral spine position. So again, if you're leaning too far forward, too far back, that's a no-go. Go ahead and find that middle zone. Find that middle zone and get where you need to be. And of course, you can always go back and watch our previous videos on either the Facebook page or our YouTube page to check us out if you are new here and want to go back and see what all we've been talking about, what all we've been exercising and doing. But in the meantime, stay tuned with us. Don't click off just yet. Stay tuned with us. And we're going to go ahead and walk you through this week's week 6's exercises, all right? So thanks for throwing that up there, David. All right, so here we go. So first things first is now that we've done our neutral spine exercise, we're going to go ahead and get into our deep breathing exercises. And we always start off with something super simple, in through the nose, out through the mouth. So let's go ahead and do that 5 times, okay? So give me a deep breath in through the nose, and then we're just going to blow the air out through our mouths, okay? Not through the nostrils again. We want to make sure that we're getting a nice even flow of air because our brain needs oxygen to function. Our brain needs oxygen in order to function. That oxygen goes to the brain, goes to the rest of the body. It's necessary. So let's go ahead and get it in through the nose and out through the mouth. Number 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Perfection, perfection. All right. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is our diaphragmatic breathing. Now, for those of you who are new, your diaphragm is about right here in this area, okay? And so when people talk about singing from your diaphragm or speaking from your diaphragm, it's going to be right there in the center, all right? That's where you want to take it from. Now, when we're breathing from our diaphragm, we're not expanding our tummies out, okay? We are keeping our tummies tucked in. Thanks, David. We're keeping our tummies tucked in and we are expanding our lungs, okay? So we want to feel our lungs expand and push out to the side, but we want our tummy to stay where it is, okay? We're not sucking in air into our stomach. We are practicing our breathing, strengthening our lungs. And so we don't want this breath in our tummy. We want it here, up here. So let's go ahead and give that a good practice. Just for an example. So tummy, if you need to tighten your tummy muscles a little, just to kind of remind yourself to keep that air from out of that area, but to push it up here in your chest cavity, then go ahead and do that. But let's try that again, just as an example, then we'll do it 5 times, all right? And remember, we're breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Deep breathing, yes, so here we go. And you should see your chest start to rise, your shoulders start to rise, feel your lungs expand out to the side, your tummy still remaining tucked in, and breathe out. Perfect breathing, Leah. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do that 5 times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Make sure you're keeping the air in your chest cavity and not in your tummy area. Here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 'All right, great job, ladies and gentlemen. And so this next one is going to be a little funny, but it's called humming breath, all right? So kind of like a hummingbird, when they're buzzing by, you can hear that little noise as they're going along their merry little day, we're going to be doing a little bit of something new called a humming breath. All right. Now with this one, we're going to inhale in, and as we breathe out, we're going to, and we're just going to give it a nice little hum as we breathe out. All right. And remember, we want our exhale to be a little more extended than our inhale. So if we're inhaling for 2 seconds, then we're going to exhale for 3. And you want to make that humming noise. It's so important to hear that humming noise. Reason being is because, quite frankly, it can be relaxing to some. Now, if you are a person who is very sound sensitive, for whatever reason, you cannot be overstimulated, or maybe you have autism or things of that nature, that's cool. Definitely just do the inhale and exhale without worrying about the humming noise. But if you can get in with that humming noise, definitely do a little humming with me, all right? Don't leave me out here doing it by myself. It's just awkward then. All right, so here we go. We're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to or little bit of noise going on, all right? And that's just going to help us to relax, to focus in on ourselves and less on the outside world. If your boss is sitting behind you in the other room, we're not worried about them today. We're just going to focus on ourselves and get a little relaxation in. All right, so let's do this. We're going to do it 5 times. Inhale, and then as you exhale, make a little noise. All right, so inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and this last one, make it a good one. We're going to do a nice deep breath, and then we're going to exhale it nice and slow, all right? And exhale. All right, wonderful. And those vibrations, hopefully from your humming, helps you to relax a little bit. You can try those breathing exercises multiple times a day if you're sitting in traffic and you are just about to snap, about to honk that horn at the 6 cars in front of you at the red light because you want them to move on the red because you are ready to go. Try those breathing exercises, give them a go, see if they work for you. All right, so of course, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into our mountain pose and we're going to start our chair yoga. So let's get into it. So again, find that proper neutral spine position. You should be right there in the middle, not too far forward, not too far back. And then we want our heart over our pelvis, our head over our heart. And we're just going to go ahead and place our hands on our hips for mountain pose. If you need to scooch forward in your chair just a little bit, feel free to. And then we're just going to take it down. Remember to keep that face facing the screen. You don't want it tucked under because the weight of your head is going to weigh on your neck, and that's going to cause some tension. It's going to hurt. So let's go ahead and keep it facing towards the screen. And then we're just going to pull it back up. That's 1. Take it down for 4 more. All right. So take it down for number 2. Keep that spine straight, bend at the hips. And then we're going to bring it right on back up, right on back up. That's 2, guys. 3 more. All right, then we're going to take it down again for number 3. Keeping that head facing forward because we don't want to put too much tension on our neck. That hurts. And then we're going to bring it back up. Feel that in your upper shoulders. That's the sweet stuff. All right, now bring it down for number 4. Yeah, getting some relaxation in, exercising. And then bringing it back up again. If you stop exercising for your New Year's resolution, join us. Get in on this. We're doing it. And then we're going to bring it down for our last one. Number 5. And then bring it up nice and slow. All right. So the next thing we're going to get into, of course, is our sun salutations. I'm going to do it standing, but of course, Leah, our modified version, is going to be staying in the chair. So as I'm going to stand up, scooching my chair off to the side so you can see just me. With our sun salutations, we're just going to bring our hands for demonstration purposes up towards the sky. Bring them together in a prayer pose. Bring them back in front of our heart space, so right in front of our heart. Open wide for any good stuff, good news, good blessings we're going to receive today. And then we're going to tuck them down to our sides because we are claiming it. All right. The same thing will happen if you are seated in your chair. Okay. So you would just stay seated in your chair. You would bring your arms up. Come on over to prayer pose. Bring it back down in front of your heart space. Open it up nice and wide. And then you're going to snatch that bad boy down towards your sides. So whether you're standing or seated, it's all the same. Hey, my partner's back. All right, let's do this. All right. So we're going to do 5 of these a piece. And ready, begin. And be sure to breathe. If you're holding your breath, stop it. Breathe in. Hands together in prayer pose. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So I'll show you how to breathe again for number 2. Breathe in. Hands together in prayer pose. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. Now, I'm going to instruct you. Remember to keep breathing. So take it up into the air. We are reaching up for good things. Telling all the negativity, we're bringing it up. We're hoisting it up. It's someone else's problem right now. We're going to pull down our prayer hands. We're asking to receive. We're opening up for those blessings, for those positive vibes, for that good news today. And now we're going to claim it. It's going to happen. We're going to get some good news, even if it's something as, you know what? No good news is small news. So we're just going to get some good news today. That was number 3. So let's bring it up for number 4. Throwing away our negativity, throwing away the frustrations of the day, bringing it down into prayer hands in front of our chest, opening it back up to that positivity. We're getting some good news today. All good news is great news. It's big news. And we're claiming that for ourselves. That's ours. All right. And I'm just going to do one more just for the heck of it, because we need it today. All right. We're going to reach up for some good news, for some gladness, throw away that negativity, bring our hands down in front of our heart space, asking for it, opening up to receive it. Because when you ask for it, you got to be ready to take it in. And then when you're ready to take it in and do the work, we're going to claim it because it's ours. All right, perfection. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my chair again for our seated spinal twist. Now remember, for those of you who've been here before, our seated spinal twists are simply us taking it to the side, counting to 5, holding it, and then bringing it back to the center, and then doing it again on the other side. And we'll do 5 on each side. Yes, Lisa, we are throwing away our negativity and we are claiming it, honey. We are claiming positivity over our day and our lives today, honey. If you are a Christian and you believe in the devil, we are kicking him out today. Not today, baby. Not today. This is our space, our time. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So with our seated spinal twist, we are just going to, again, for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to reach on over to the side, place that arm back. We're going to, remember, stay seated up straight. We don't want to be leaning too far forward, too far back. We want to be right there in the middle. We're going to hold that for 5 seconds apiece, and we're going to do it on both sides. All right. So we're going to do it 5 apiece on both sides. So if you hear me say 1, 1, that's because we're completing 1 on each side. Okay. And that's just how I keep up with things. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it all. All right. So let's go ahead and take it over to the side. Keep your legs in front of you. Go ahead and take it over to the side. Place that arm back. Hold that for 5 seconds, seated upright. We'll hold that for 5, 4. Remember to breathe. 3, 2, 1. That's 1. Bring it back over slowly to the middle. And then reach it on back. Hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's 1 completed on both sides. Let's go over to the side that you began with in the first place. We'll take it back for number 2. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back for number 2. Take it back to center. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. I know you do it. And then let's take it on back for number 2 on the other side. Seated spinal twist. Hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back to center, back to center, back to center. Release that tension. Let's go on back for number 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center, nice and slow. We're not jerking it. We're not about to hurt ourselves or our muscles. We don't need to rush for anybody right now, baby. All right, and then we're just going to take it on back for number 3 on the other side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring it on back to center, nice and easy. Does it all the time. And then let's take it back for number 4. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back nice and easy. Take it back for number 5. Or take it back for number 4 on this side. See, I'm losing it already. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back nice and slowly. All right, we're going to get into the last repetition, seated spinal twist. All right, take it back for number 5. Last one on both sides. Hold that bad boy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in the middle nice and slowly. Give me one good deep breath. Go. All right, now let's take it on down and back for this last one. And we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. So the next one we're going to get into is our seated half moon twist, all right? So we're going to go ahead and throw our arms up in the T position. And then when we're ready, if you're new here, we're just going to throw up our palm. So palm skyward for one of our hands, whether it's your left hand or your right hand, whichever one. And for my right hand, since I have my palm skyward, I'm just going to lean a little to the right, just enough to feel a stretch in my side, but not enough to fall out of the chair, all right? So we're just going to stay in that chair and make sure our palm is skyward, and we're just going to take it over, and we're going to hold that for 5 seconds. And then we're going to bring it back to center, all right? And this is why it's so important to have done that neutral spine exercise, because if you're leaning too far forward and you try to do this, you're going to feel a real awkward stretch, maybe even get a cramp, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. If you're leaning too far backwards and you try to lean over, again, it's going to be a little uncomfortable for your back. Also, you may not feel the stretch like you're supposed to. So go ahead and throw it up in T position, like we are a bird. And then we're going to go ahead and flip that right hand over, palm skyward. And then we're just going to take it over to the side and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Turn that palm earthward, so turn it towards the ground. Turn the opposite palm skyward, and then take it over that way. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on back to center. All right. Reverse palms. Skyward with your opposite palm, and taking it on over. So 5, 4, remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Turn that upward palm down towards the earth. Turn the other palm skyward and bring it on out to the side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, turn that palm, bring it back to center, bring it back to center. All right, let's do this 2 more times, okay? So flip that palm skyward and then take it on over. Hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Flip that palm. If your arms are feeling a little bit of tension, a little bit of heavy, go ahead and shake them out. Release the tension. And then head back into T position, all right? We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to stress ourselves. This is just to be a relaxing exercise. Get those muscles moving, get our bodies flowing, release some of that static and tension, but not to feel any pain. We're not lifting 2,000-pound dumbbells here. So let's go ahead and flip that opposite palm and take it on over for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and release that tension in your shoulders. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our seated calf stretches, all right? Now go ahead and scooch, and I'm just going to scooch my chair back just a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and scooch forward on our chairs, making a nice box with the back, using the back of our legs and the front part of the chair legs. Also, if you're a mathematician, make a 90-degree angle with your legs. I wasn't very fond of math growing up in school. I was more of a literature and historian person, but it's fine. So we're just going to go ahead and make a nice 90-degree angle with our legs, making sure that we're in our proper posture. And then with this one, we're going to do our seated calf stretches, all right? So we're going to put our right leg out in front of us, keeping our heel on the ground, pointing our toes up towards the sky. We're going to bring that big toe, pull it back towards our chest. So remember, your heel is still on the ground, and that big toe is being pulled back towards your chest. If that stretch hurts too much, ease up a little on pulling your big toe back. It's okay. You want to feel a stretch, but not too much pain. Now we're going to bring that big toe back towards our chest. And if you like, for an extra helping, you can reach down towards that big toe and kind of pull it back a little, all right? If not, it's fine to just feel that big toe go towards your chest. So I will lean down, Leah can stay sitting upwards, and we'll just go with the flow. All right, and we're gonna hold that for 15 seconds per leg, all right? We don't wanna be lopsided. So let's go ahead and take it down. And we're gonna hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release, gently release, come on back up to the top, all right? Remember, we're not flopping and doing all that stuff. We're just taking our time. So now we're going to go ahead and reverse legs. If you use your right leg first, go to your left leg. If you use your left leg first, go to your right leg. We're going to go ahead and reverse it. And we're going to put that left leg out there, heel on the ground, and we're going to take that big toe and pull it back towards our chest. And we're going to hold that for 15 seconds, all right? So let's go 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it up nice and slow. And again, we're going to do our mountain poses one more time just to get a nice good stretch in before we start our light cardio. All right, so let's go ahead and head back into mountain pose. Remember to go into that neutral spine position. So your pelvic perfectly seated in your chair, right in that middle ground, heart over pelvis, head over heart. Sit up straight, hands on hips, and remember to go ahead and take it down with your head facing forward, all right? Bend at the hips, not at the lower back. And then bring it up nice and easy. That's one, guys. 4 more. Bring it down again. Remember to breathe. Don't you hold your breath. And then bring it back up again. That's 2. Three. 4. Last one. And 5. All right, perfect job, perfect job. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is jump into our light cardio. And so let's go ahead and get into our marching in place position. If you are seated, then stay seated. If you are a chair user or you have a walker with a chair on it, go ahead and stay seated if you like. If you wanna stand, stand up with me. All right, so if you're staying seated, you're just gonna go ahead and lift your legs and march in place. If you're standing, we're just gonna go ahead and get these knees up and start marching in place. Lift those feet up as high off the ground as you can. Remember, we're getting in the exercise, but we're not overdoing it. And so we're just gonna go ahead and start marching in place. We're gonna keep that going for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to continue marching in place. Keep those legs moving up and down. And we're going to start jabbing. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Go ahead and shake out the tension. Shake out the tension. Next thing we're going to do is our side-to-side taps. So our side-to-side taps. And essentially, if you are standing, you're just going to reach to the side, reach to the side, tapping that foot on the ground behind you. If you are seated, you will simply place your leg out in front and lean. Place the leg out in front, lean. And you're gonna feel that stretch just a little bit, all right? No worries. And I'm actually gonna redo that for you. So you're gonna place your leg out in front, lean. Place your leg out in front, lean. There we are. You ever get your left and your right crossed up? I'm telling you, if I didn't tell myself which one was left and right, my eyes would cross and I wouldn't know which way to turn when I'm driving. So here we go. So we're going to do this 15 times a piece, all right? Ready, begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, remember to breathe, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into our modified jumping jacks. If you're seated in your chair, you will simply, just like the side, and this is modified jumping jacks. And so just like with the side-to-side taps, you're going to place your leg out in front and raise your arms midway. So we don't have to bring your arms all the way up if we don't have that full range of motion. We can still get in a good exercise just going midway, all right? So if you're seated, you will simply bring your leg out in front, lift your arms, pull your leg in, bring your leg out in front, like so. If you're standing, you of course will just follow my lead, but you will move your leg to the side. Like so. So if you're standing, you will follow my lead. If you're seated, you will simply follow Leah's lead, and you will just follow our leg tap. So Stay on the beat. Ready? We'll do 15 of these bad boys. So ready? And begin. I hope you're working out with this, David. So that's 1, 2, bring those legs out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, great job, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and balance on one leg. If you're seated in a chair, just go ahead and lift your leg as high off the ground as you can and try to hold that for as long as you can, all right? This balance is gonna help you go up and down the stairs. This is gonna help you get on and off the curb properly. This is really gonna help you stand a little longer without your walking aid, or even with your walking aid, help you stand a little longer while you're using your aid without feeling as though you're about to lose your balance or things of that nature. If you're standing with me, you'll just want to lift that leg up off the ground as high as you can. And you can either use a chair to assist you, because remember, we're just focusing on strengthening these leg muscles, all right, and building up that balance. Or if you're able to, you're going to lift your arms up to the sky and hold that position for as long as you can. And we'll do that for about 15 seconds for each leg because we don't want to be lopsided. So if you're seated, simply bring that leg up as high as you can and hold it. If you're standing and would like to use a chair assist, do that as well. And if you're standing with me and do not wish to use the chair, then go ahead and lift those arms up and hold that leg up for as long as you can. So 15 seconds apiece. Let's do it. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, take it on down. And you're going to notice the difference between your driving leg and your not driving leg, all right? So let's go ahead and lift the other leg, the opposite leg that you haven't done yet, up into the air. Again, you can use a chair assist if you like. And we're just going to hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. Now let's go ahead and get into our posture stretch. So with our posture stretch, we will pinch our shoulder blades together, standing up straight. Pinch our shoulder blades together, face our palms outwards, and bring our heads up towards the sky. We'll start to feel just a little bit of a stretch in our necks and feel a little bit of pressure in our shoulders, all right? That's going to help us to release that tension back there, especially for those of you who have sat for long periods of time in the chair facing the computer. You might feel a little bit of tension there. Let's go ahead and get into that posture stretch. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, remember to breathe, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on down. All right, let's get into our shoulder stretches. So bring that right arm across your chest. Apply just a slight amount of pressure. Not a whole lot to your elbow with your left hand. And then reach that right arm outward. Reach it to the side and hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, gently bring it on back. All right, now let's go ahead and bring that left arm across our chest. Apply a slight, small amount of pressure with your right hand, and then reach that left arm out. Reach, 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 reach. You should feel a slight pull in your shoulder. Reach, 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 reach. And hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring it on back, bring it on back. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is get into our shoulder rolls. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flop my butt right back down, or my bum right back down in this chair. And we're just going to get into our shoulder rolls. All right, 5 forward, 5 backward. All right, we're going to take it nice and slow. Again, we're not rushing, and we just want to remember to breathe. If you're someone who holds your breath, stop it. Remember to breathe. Your brain needs oxygen. All right, so ready? Remember, proper posture, proper pelvic sit placement, head over head. That's your head right there. Heart over pelvis, head over heart. And let's get into those shoulder rolls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I added on a surprise 5 more. Boom. All right, let's do 10 backwards. 1, 2, 3. Remember to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, make it good. And 10. All right, let's go ahead and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Release that tension, release that tension. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, so the next thing we're going to get into is our single knee rolls, and we're going to do this 5 on each knee. Now, for those of you who are new with our knee rolls, you want to make sure that you are firmly planted in your chair, and you're just going to cross your fingers together behind the back of your knee. You're going to lift your leg up ever so slightly, as high off the ground as you can get it. No need to push yourself or pressure yourself. We're going to do our single knee rolls. All right, single knee rolls. All right, we're going to take it 5 times to the left and 5 times to the right. Then we'll go into our hip stretches. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and let's take it 5 in the opposite direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now let's do a hip stretch on this leg while we've got her nice and flexed out. So let's go ahead and place our foot just behind our knee, just behind our kneecap on our opposite leg. You don't want it sitting right on that kneecap because we don't want to put pressure there, all right? We don't want to mess up that joint. That's a very important joint. So go ahead and pull your foot back just a little bit. Remember, just kind of like mountain pose, we want to keep our head up when we bend down by the hips or bend at the hips. We want to place our hand on our hips, and we just want to bend forward. And you're going to feel that stretch in your hips. You're going to feel it. And that's the good stuff right there. If it hurts too much, just come up a little, all right? And we're going to hold that for 15 seconds. So 15, 14, eyes up here, not down there. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, remember to breathe, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up nice and slow. Remember, we're not out here trying to hurt these joints. And we're going to go ahead, place our foot slowly, easy does it on the ground. Now we're back to that single knee roll for the opposite leg that you haven't done yet. So go ahead and cross those fingers behind that knee. Bring that leg on up for that last single knee roll. And we're just going to take it to the left. Let's go that way. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's take it to the right 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we've gone ahead and got that hip area flexed out. Let's go ahead and bring our foot up just behind our kneecap. We don't want it on that joint. We're going in. Yes, David, we are going in for that hip stretch. And so we're just going to go ahead and place our hands on our hips. Make sure our posture is proper. Heart over pelvis, head over heart. Keep your head up when you bend down at the waist and bring it on down. Hold for 15 seconds. You're going to feel that stretch, guys, and it's going to feel different than your driving leg. So let's go. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Nice and easy does it. Go ahead and place that foot down nice and slowly. We're not out here trying to hurt those joints. Next thing we're going to do is a chair-assisted downward dog, all right? We're not getting on the floor in this class. We don't do that. So for our downward dog, if you're seated in your chair, you're just going to place your arms up in the air and keeping your arms as aligned with your head as possible. You're just going to bend at the waist and bring it on forward. Our chair-assisted downward dog. Now, for those of us who are standing, we're just going to move our chair a little forward, and we're going to place our arms on the back of our chair, and then we're just going to walk it backwards until our arms are aligned with our head and our back is aligned with, so our arms and our head and our back are aligned to make a nice flat surface, all right? So we're just going to walk it back until we achieve that straightened alignment, all right? So it's all got to be as even as possible. And that's where you're going to start to feel that stretch. So if you're seated, arms up, keep that head and those arms aligned as possible and bend at the waist. That's when you'll feel that stretch. If we're standing, we're just going to stand behind our chair, our hands on the back of our chair, and we're just going to walk it back until we get that nice flat surface with our back, our head, and our arms. And that's when we'll feel that stretch. And we're going to hold that for 15 seconds. So if you're leaning off to the side like this, get your butts up. I see you. Let's go. All right, so let's take it on back. And let's hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, walk it on slowly, bring it up slowly. All right, all right, all right, all right. So again, we're just gonna do one more calf stretch, much like we did earlier, but in this case, if we're standing up, we're just going to do our chair-assisted calf stretches, and I'm just going to hang on to the back of my chair. I'm going to place my left leg in front, bend the knee slightly, and place my right leg back and press my heel into the ground until I feel that calf stretch. If you are seated, you're gonna kind of slide to the edge of your chair just a little bit. We're going to place that leg in front. We're going to place that leg in front, and we're just going to go ahead and bring one leg out in front of us. And you'll kind of repeat the same thing with those toe touches, all right? So nothing too complicated. So we're kind of going to repeat what we did earlier if you're staying seated, just to get that calf stretch in. However, if you're someone who would like to stand up, then we'll come behind the chair, place the chair in front. We're going to hang on to the back of our chair. Place one leg in front, bend the knee slightly, bring that right leg back, and press our knee into the ground. And we're going to hold that for 15 seconds. So for those of you who are seated, just like we did earlier with those seated calf stretches, we're just going to bring that big toe back towards our chest. For those of you who are standing, we're just going to place that heel on the ground. And this is just to give you some modification and some options. Go ahead and do that stretch. So let's hold it for 15, 14, 13, remember to breathe. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and do the opposite leg. So if you're seated, go ahead and bring that big toe back. If you are standing, bend that right leg slightly at the knee. Make sure that knee does not go over your big toe. If it goes over your big toe, you're going to mess up that joint, and that's a big, big no-no. And then you're going to go ahead and bring that left leg back, pressing that knee into the ground, pressing that heel into the ground. Whew, goodness. Pressing your heel into the ground, and you're going to hold that for 15 seconds. So right leg in front, bend the knee slightly, making sure it's not going over the big toe. Left leg at the back, pressing the heel into the ground. Hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Next thing we're going to do is our neck stretches, and then a couple more exercises, and then we're going to go into our deep breathing, and then we're going to bring back up David. All right, so big thumbs up for you guys who are still here with us and still participating. We are with Clemson Snap Education, and we're so happy to be working out with you today. So let's get into our next exercise. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is our neck stretches, making sure that we have our proper posture. So remember, rock backwards and forwards. If you are leaning too far forward, you're not in the proper position. Leaning too far back, off to the side, not in your proper position. Find that proper middle ground, heart over pelvis, head over heart, sit seated up straight. And we're just going to bend our ear about halfway towards our shoulder. We're not going to take it all the way down, because if we do, we're going to hurt ourselves, all right? We just want to feel that stretch. And we're going to hold that for a few seconds, all right? So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, remember to breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And then we're going to take it to the other side, because we don't want to be lopsided. Let's go ahead and relax into it. Ease it in. Feel that stretch. 10, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring it back up, bring it back up. Nice and easy. Does it. Great job, guys. Now we're going to get into some arm circles, all right? We're going to go ahead and do 10 repetitions, 10 reps, so 10 forwards and 10 backwards, okay? So go ahead and get into our T position. If holding your arms out for too long gets a little painful, then we can just go ahead and hold our arms up like this, all right? It's all about bringing our shoulders through that full range of motion, all right? We're not really trying to cause ourselves too many problems. So let's go ahead and get into it. 10 forward, 10 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now let's take it backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, release the tension, release the pressure. Next thing we're going to get into is our heel and toe raises. All right, now this is our new exercise. All right, these are 2 new exercises for the week. So we got our heel and toe raises. So let's go ahead and take it behind the chair. If you are seated in your chair, then you will go ahead and simply stand your legs up on their tiptoes and then bring them back down. What this is doing is strength building in your legs, all right? So that repetition is going to build up strength in those muscles. So if you're seated in your chair, you're going to bring your legs up onto their tiptoes, bring your feet up onto their tiptoes, lift that heel off the ground, and then bring it back down, all right? If you are standing, we're going to run behind the chair, hanging on to the back. We're going to get up onto our tiptoes, hold it, and then bring it back down, all right? So up onto our tiptoes, hold it, and bring it back down. And we're using the chair to assist us, just to, again, help us maintain that balance, because we don't want to fall over, don't want to hurt ourselves. If we use a walker, cane, some sort of assist, if it's just been a while since you worked out and you want to play it safe, as you should, we're just going to go ahead and use the back of our chair. All right, and we're going to do 15 of these bad boys. So if you're seated in your chair, raise those feet up off the ground onto your tiptoes. If you're standing up with me, raise it up, hold it, drop it back down. So 15 of these, and we're up for 1, up for 2, bring it down, up for 3, bring it down, up for 4, bring it down, up for 5, bring it down, up for 6, bring it down, up for 7, bring it down, up for 8, bring it down, up for 9, bring it down, up for 10, bring it down, up for 11, bring it down, up for 12, bring it down, up for 13, bring it down, up for 14, ooh, almost there, hold it, bring it down, last one, let's make this a good one, up for 15, get it on up there on those tiptoes as high as you can, hold it, and then bring it on down nice and slowly, all right? And that's why we stretch those calves out, so you can feel that. All right, and then last thing we're gonna get into is our squats. Now this one, for our folks who are standing, who are able to get out of their chairs for just a minimal amount of time. For our squats, we're simply going to move our chair off to the side. We're going to place our feet shoulder width apart, and we're just, words, and we're just gonna take it down 5 times, all right? Now, David, this is our last exercise before we get into our breathing exercises and close out for our cooking session. So I think I might want to see you for this one. Do you think you can do it? Oh yeah, here we go.
I'm not necessarily happy about it, but here, let me stand up.
That's okay, David. You can complain the whole time, so long as you're up with us.
I'm up with you.
All right, good. So we're gonna move our chair off to the side. And we are going to make sure that our knees aren't hitting the back of anything because we don't want to hurt those joints, all right? Perfection. So we're going to place our feet shoulder width apart. And we're going to hang on to the back of our chair for that support because, again, we don't want to topple over, hurt ourselves. And we're going to go in a seated squatted position, almost like we're sitting our butts in a chair, but it's an invisible chair and we're using our thigh muscles to support us, all right? So we're going to take it down 5 times. You prep, David?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. So we're going to go down 1. Take it on down, David. I believe in you. All right, come back up. Go down 2. Poke those tushes out. Coming back up. Go down 3. There you go. Go down 4. I believe in you. Remember to breathe. Bring it back up. All right, this last one, we're going to hold it for a second. Bring it on down. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And bring it on back up. All right. Let's go ahead and take a seat. We'll get into our deep breathing exercises. Going to do that 5 times. And then we're going to close out and David's going to take over. All right. So remember, just like we did earlier with our diaphragmatic breathing, we want to keep our tummy muscles tucked in. We want to feel our lungs expand and we're going to breathe in through our noses and out through our mouths. All right. Let's do that 5 times. Begin. And let me hear some humming on this one. All right. So when you breathe out, let me hear All right. So breathe in and let it go. Great, great, great. 4 more. Breathe in. And let me hear you. There you go. I hear it. All right. 3 more. Breathe in. And let it go. All right, 2 more. Breathe in. And all right, last one. Make it a good one. Big deep breath. Extend the exhale. All right, great job. Thank you so much for working out with us today at Clemson Snap Education Program. David, what do you think?
I think this was awesome. I appreciate you guys coming out for this. What you don't know is that I started today with a pretty nasty tension headache. And so I was doing these stretches along with you guys, and I actually feel a lot better now.
Great, David. That's so awesome to hear. Oftentimes when we come into a place of working out, we think, well, we have to do it perfect or we have to have the perfect posture. Well, we do have to have good posture, but we have to do, perfect squats, perfect this, perfect that. Or we come in with such a stress on our shoulders that sometimes it's hard to focus. But once we get into the moment and we start those deep breathing exercises and we drop off all that nonsense at the door, at the window, at the doggy door, whatever case may be, then we're able to focus in and actually release a little bit of tension and let it go and maybe have a little bit of relaxation.
I think I couldn't agree with you more. Leah, Samantha, thank you guys so much for being here today. Let me see if I can pull up a little ticker that says that you are Clemson Snap-ED. I know I have the little one, but I want to have a bigger one. There we go. Clemson Snap-ED. Thank you guys so much. You've been with us this whole time, and we will see you next week.
All right. Bye, David.
Bye.